with your girl Sheila in the Gangsta Goodies Kitchen. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing fabulous because I am too. And I wish that you guys are doing fabulous too. So today we are going to show you how to make salmon cakes, okay? So if you're about my age, and I ain't telling y'all my age, but if you're about my age, you probably grew up with a mother who made salmon croquettes. And let me tell you, there are two meals that my mother would cook that on those two evenings, I would not eat. That is salmon croquettes and liver and onions, okay? Although I love the way they both smelled, I just didn't like them growing up. And so these are not your mama's salmon croquettes, y'all, because we're using fresh salmon instead of canned salmon. But let's take a look at the ingredients so you'll know what we're working with. The ingredients for the salmon cakes include red onions, garlic, celery, oyster crackers, Old Bay seasoning, red bell peppers, mayo, yellow bell peppers, Worcestershire sauce, butter, capers, Dijon mustard, and salmon. Okay, y'all, so you saw the ingredients, you see what we're working with, and we're just going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I put a tablespoon of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. Again, putting that mixture there is going to help the butter to not burn because we have to be careful for the butter to not burn. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the purple onions, or some people call them red onions, okay? And so we're going to take those, and this is it's a small red onion, and so I just chopped it up pretty fine, and we're going to put it in here where the butter and olive oil is, okay? Well, it ain't sizzling, so that means it ain't quite hot enough. So while that's heating up, I'm going to let you guys listen to our self-care tip of the week from our girl, Wendy Lynn. Listen up, y'all.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Wendy with Holistic and Well. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about intentional wellness, herbalism, and self-healing in order to cultivate a better quality of life. So Sheila and I thought it would be a good idea during all of the COVID pandemic hysteria and chaos in the world that we would talk a little bit about self-care and that we would have a self-care tip of the week. So this week I want to talk about gratitude and the importance of gratitude and how it really takes things from a negative light and puts it into a positive light. It's a skill, and just like any other skill, you have to practice it. So if you're going to do it on your own, you can do it through an app, you can journal in a cute notebook, you can do video journaling. If you've got family, little ones at home, everybody have a different piece of paper that you write the things that you're grateful for and put it in a cute jar or bucket or something where when you have your weekly get-togethers, your nuclear family in your homes, you can now read all the things that everybody was grateful for and talk about them and really nurture that sense of gratitude to really help ease the anxiety of the chaos in the world. So that's it. You can find me at Holistic and Well on social media. Please tune in to my YouTube station every Wednesday for new wellness videos. Until next time, thanks. Take care and be holistic and well.
Okay, you got your tip? Have you been practicing your COVID self-care tips? I know I have. Last week, I believe she talked about water, getting in enough water, putting aside the soda, the sparkling waters, and just drinking plain old water, y'all. Water does the body good. So shout out to Wendy Lynn with Holistic Mental Health Services for sharing COVID self-care tips with us, okay? So I've already got the onions inside of the skillet. Now I'm going to put celery, chopped celery. So this is just 1 stalk of celery chopped up. So we're going to add that. And I'm going to turn that heat up just a little bit, so we can get these vegetables sauteed and get these salmon cakes ready, y'all. Then the other thing we're going to add is our chopped yellow bell peppers. And this is it's not quite half of a yellow bell pepper, but almost half, okay? So we're going to put that in there. Y'all see I need some sort of stacking mechanism. Y'all gonna help your girl out? Okay. So, that's starting to smell really good, y'all. So we've got 2 more things to put in there. Then I'm going to start putting some seasoning in there. And I am just going to use plain old Old Bay, y'all. Okay? So go get you some Old Bay if you don't have any. And this is what we're going to season the salmon cakes with today. We're going to add the garlic. And we're going to add the chopped red bell peppers. And so once all of these vegetables, we're going to let those cook for about 10 minutes. I'll let you see what that looks like so you have an idea of visually what it looks like when those are ready, okay? And so I'm going to put a little Old Bay in here. Go ahead and start layering that seasoning, y'all. Okay. So I just shared with you a couple of dishes that I didn't really care for when I was growing up. Do you have any dishes that your mom used to make or your grandmother or auntie and them used to make that when it was dinner time you were like, can I have a bowl of cereal tonight? That was me on those 2 occasions. So another thing that growing up I really didn't like, and my mother didn't cook them a lot, but when she did, it was like, oh my God. And that's Brussels sprouts, y'all. I mean, you talk about a transformation of a vegetable. We do all kinds of things with Brussels sprouts now. So anyway, just kind of a little sidebar about food and growing up, because you know what? That's why we do this. We do this because we believe that the kitchen and cooking is uniquely positioned to help bring families and communities together one meal at a time, y'all. That's why we do it. So the vegetables are starting to cook. I'm sure y'all can hear that. Okay. They are starting to cook. So I'm going to let you see what that looked like. And so you just kind of have a visual. Of course, a lot of us are visual learners. I know I am. And so that's why, you know, platforms like this are great, you know, for those of us who are visual learners like me. So let me show you what that looks like. Here are the vegetables sauteing and getting ready for the salmon crab cakes. Look at that, y'all. Oh my God, it smells so good in here already. Okay, so the vegetables are just about ready. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get the salmon part of this deal ready. So I took, and actually I had 2 pieces of salmon left over. And I'm like, what can I do with it? And I'm like, I can make some salmon cakes. So I am just going to take the salmon that's already cooked and I'm going to dump it in this bowl. Okay? And then I'm going to just kind of flake it a little bit. And so by flaking it, I'm just using my fork to kind of separate it. Now, if you want to, you can use your hands to separate it, but I'm just using a fork to kind of flake it apart. Okay? Because I don't want it to be mushy. I just want it flaked apart. Okay. So, we've got that flaked apart. Then, my chef friend, Chef Shanita, shout out to Chef Shanita, she said the key to her crab cakes, which she learned from her beloved father, was using oyster crackers instead of panko crumbs. So, I got a couple of oyster crackers, put them in the food processor to grind them up, okay? So, this is 1 cup of oyster crackers. Okay? Then we have about a tablespoon of capers. I have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And our mixture over here is about done. So I'm just going to turn the fire off. And I am going to let that cool for a second. So it can cool for a few minutes before we add it into the salmon mixture, okay? So now we're going to add Worcestershire sauce. This is about a tablespoon. We're going to put a little squeeze of lemon in there, y'all. Squeeze that lemon in there. And of course, some good old mayo, okay? So Chef Shanita and I had this whole dialogue last week, a couple weeks ago, about mayo. So which do you prefer? Do you like Duke's, Hellman's, or a salad dressing, one of those other brands? So in the Gangsta Goodies kitchen, we love Duke's mayo. We like Duke's products, period. So anyway, this is about a half a cup of mayo. Okay. So now we got that in there. And I am going to start folding in just a little bit at a time the vegetable mixture, okay? And so I'm going to mix some of that in there. Give that a few more minutes to cool and then mix that in there. When I come back, I'm going to show you how to pack these out. We're going to let them sit in the refrigerator for about 15, 20 minutes. Then we're going to cook them up, y'all. So I'll be right back. Here is the complete mixture of the salmon, the vegetable mixture, everything. So this is what it looks like before you get ready to pat them up. Okay? They're moist, but not too moist. Okay, y'all, so we have our salmon cake mixture already. There is one other ingredient I'm going to add that I initially forgot. I'm so sorry, my bad. That is fresh dill. So actually, I'm just kind of doing it like this. No chopping or anything like that. So we're just going to fold that in there. Then we are going to get these crab cakes going. I'm going to go ahead and actually, first thing I'm going to do is blah, 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 blah. There, you can cut all of that out. So now it is time to pat the crab cakes. So I'm going to have to go buy me a new ice cream scooper, y'all, because ice cream scooper is the perfect size for crab cakes. So I'm kind of improvising with a measuring cup, okay? So I'm just going to put some in here. Pat it down in there. And I'm actually going to have to touch it because I want to make sure that the consistency is right. So I'm going to go ahead and touch it. Yes, and the consistency is definitely right. Okay. And let me go ahead and get this skillet heated up over here. So we're going to cook these crab cakes, and I'm going to get a chance to tell you how fire they are. So let's turn on some fire. Okay, so that is heating up. Now, one of the things you can do is once you get all of your crab cakes patted out, I'm only going to pat out 2 for the purposes of this episode, y'all. But as you see, I got plenty of crab cake mixture. And if for some reason, if you feel like it's too moist, always keep some of the crackers on hand so that you can put those in there if need be. And the other thing you can do as well is let it sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before you actually get ready to cook the crab cakes. I am not going to do that today, but you can certainly do that when you're cooking them at home, okay? It just kind of helps them set and, you know, it kind of helps set them and mold them. And it looks like we're getting hot over here. Let's see. Okay. So everything in the salmon cake is already done. The salmon is done. Everything is done. I did not put an egg in there, so we don't have to worry about the egg getting cooked. So all we're going to do is let the salmon cake cook for about 3 minutes on each side. Voila, it is done. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put the first one in. And you don't have to press them down or anything like that. You're going to sit them in, and we're going to let them do their thing. Okay? And let me get the other one. And I'm going to let you see what that looks like as they cook. And then when I come back, I get a chance to taste and tell you how fire is. And we're going to talk about how Ahmaud's life matters. How about justice for Ahmaud? And as you notice, let me move this out of the way. As you may or may not have noticed, I am wearing a t-shirt of our former president, Barack Obama. I am wearing that because one thing for certain Barack represented for a lot of Americans, and that is hope. And we are living in a time where we need hope, y'all. Because if we lose hope, it's downhill from there, okay? So hopefully, as I inspire myself for hope, that this kind of gives a little inspiration for hope as well. So let me show you what those salmon cakes look like cooking, and then we'll be right back, and I can tell you how fire they are. Here we have our salmon cakes that are cooking. Look at that, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, here are the salmon cakes. Oh my God, look at those. A little bit of remoulade sauce, some fresh dill, and lemon to squeeze. Hey y'all, I'm back, and I'm gonna taste the salmon cakes and tell y'all how fire they are. But first, I'm gonna take a sip, okay? Oh my goodness. So let me tell you what I mixed up. That is vodka, my hometown distillery. Shout out to Jay Rieger and Company, who's been doing an amazing job here in the city during this coronavirus pandemic. So shout out to Jay Rieger. If you're in Kansas City, run on down to Sunfresh downtown and get you a bottle of Jay Rieger. It's on sale for like 16 bucks, y'all. So now's a great time, you know, to try it, you know, while it's on sale. So I've got some pomegranate juice, some lemonade, and half of a fresh squeezed orange in there. So it is absolutely delicious. But let me tell you about this salmon cake. Again, these ain't your mama's salmon croquettes that we used to eat growing up, okay? These are a little different. So let me taste. Oh my goodness, you can see the chunks, the flakiness of salmon in there. Ooh, yummy. Doesn't that look yummy, y'all? So let me taste real quick. Oh my goodness. You guys, these salmon cakes are absolutely fire, and you've got to try them, okay? I'll take another little bite. And then we're just going to talk a little bit, and we're going to be done. Oh. Delicious, y'all. That fresh lemon on there, absolutely divine. So, many of you have heard the tragedy that happened down in Brunswick, Georgia. And it's 2020. And to know the reality for African Americans in this country is that things like that can happen to us. We have to be very careful and very aware of our surroundings at all times. And let me tell you, it's not fun. And you know, I was sharing this with a friend of mine. Matter of fact, my ride or die, who, and I know this is going to sound cliche, but it is the truth. She happens to be Caucasian. And so one time, she and I were on the phone talking, and I was driving, and I turned right where there was a no right turn signal. And I didn't realize that. And no sooner than I turned, you know, there's a cop on the motorcycle. And I'm like, oh my God, Wendy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So my anxiety begins to kick in because I see what happens. I know what happens. We've all seen it. And so we have to figure out how to put an end to this. Okay? Black lives matter. Black men's lives matter. Black boys' lives matter. Black girls, black women, brown women and men. Our lives matter, America, just in case y'all didn't know. Okay, so newsflash. And so I'm going to put up a link there for anyone who is interested in, you know, joining the fight, helping to fight for justice for Ahmaud and his family, and peace and blessings to his family and this tragedy. And if you have black sons and black husbands and black men in your lives, you know what, ladies, let's love on them a little more. You know what, they are stacked up. There's so many things stacked up against them, okay? So at home, let's protect them. My grandsons, oh my God, I just held on to the one who lives here. He's only 3. But I held on to him so tight the other day. He was like, Gigi, I can't breathe. It brought tears to my eyes. I mean, it's heavy on the heart. And if you are not African American, you have no idea what this walk is like. Now, we are great at turning lemons into lemonade. Our ancestors taught us that. They were the example for that. And so, ain't no pity party. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying, let's get together and let's help fight for justice for Ahmad and his family. Peace out, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, all those wonderful things. And if there's anybody else there who is dealing with anxiety or sadness or anything like that, or maybe you're not even sure, hit our girl Wendy up. She's a holistic therapist. For real. And she got you covered. Peace out, y'all.